You are already standing at the edge of the answer you have been searching for. Something inside you stopped. Something broke open. And in that hollow, trembling space where certainty should live, you found only silence. But beneath that silence, deeper than fear, your true self already knows. This is that moment. What you are receiving right now is not empty comfort or hollow words. It is a direct answer to the question you have been whispering into the dark for days, maybe weeks. In the most guarded corners of your mind, today is the moment your deepest knowing finally collides with the truth you have been aching to hear. You have felt a connection that defies every rational thought. You have felt a magnetic pull, a tether with someone that ordinary language simply cannot hold. Sometimes, especially in your lowest moments, you convinced yourself it was fantasy, a shield against the pain of being alone. But hear this now. The love you carry, the electric current that moves through your body when they cross your mind, and the strange sense of having always known them, are not illusions. This is not wishful thinking, a coincidence or self-deception. Clear and repeating signs have appeared throughout your life, all pointing toward a truth you may have avoided out of fear. You are about to understand why this person genuinely holds you in their heart. Even when their behavior seems confusing or withdrawn, your doubts are dissolving as your own spirit begins to perceive what is real. It does not matter if you have carried a hollow ache in your chest recently, or if this person has gone quiet or pulled back. This silence is part of the message. When the universe confirms a soul connection, it does so in a way your inner self grasps long before your mind can follow. That is why you remained here. You needed confirmation that does not arrive through clever phrases, but through something that resonates at the level of your soul's truth. Some feelings were never designed to be decoded by logic. They were designed to be lived. What you are experiencing is not confusion or a malfunction. It is not a deficiency in you. It is the natural journey of someone created to experience a love that moves beyond shallow and surface-level connections. You are witnessing the beginning of a profound recognition between two souls that chose each other long before this lifetime. The universe needs you to grasp something essential today. Your uncertainty does not arise from an absence of love from this person. It arises from ancient wounds that were never fully healed. When genuine love enters your existence with tremendous force and a depth that reaches your very core, it awakens parts of you that have been dormant for years. Your defenses rise because vulnerability feels dangerous. Your soul recognizes this person immediately. It knows this is someone critical to your evolution. But your mind, conditioned to shield you from pain, constructs walls of skepticism. That is why you lie awake at night questioning everything. And yet every time you attempt to release them in your heart, something gentle but fierce pulls you back. This pull is not weakness or dependency. It is the natural alignment of two souls. You have begged for signs, scanned the sky, and pleaded for reassurance. The signs arrived, but they seemed small. Today, understand that nothing was without meaning. The averted glance, the understated message, the shift in atmosphere when they are near or even just present in your thoughts. Real love rooted in spirit does not always arrive with dramatic declarations. Often it reveals itself through quiet, steady, wordless acts and sensations that language has not yet learned to capture. Today, absorb this fully. This person is not uncertain about their heart. You were the one who doubted, not because you are fragile, but because this love arrived while you were still finding your ground and its intensity frightened you. When someone who carries the energy of genuine love enters your world, they are not here to destroy you or wound you. They come to ignite you, to restore broken pieces of you, to redirect your gaze inward, and to challenge everything you once believed about love and connection. This inner transformation can feel like terror at first, but this terror does not stem from an absence of love. It stems from the magnitude of this encounter. This person regards you, even across distance, with a softness they cannot conceal, with authentic reverence, and with a quiet tenderness that only surfaces when the heart has already committed in the shadows. At some point, perhaps quite recently, you believed this person was withdrawing permanently. You interpreted their silence as indifference, and their distance as the death of feeling. But the universe did not guide you to this moment simply to disappoint you again. When a bond is directed by something higher, it does not collapse beneath silence or confusion. What belongs to you endures. Even without messages, even when your thoughts are consumed by anxiety, and even when you question everything about yourself. So why do you feel so fractured? If this bond is real, the answer does not live outside of you. It lives in the quiet war between your intellect and your inner truth. If you are prepared to receive this, listen carefully. This confusion originates from the ancient battle between the ego and the authentic self. Your mind feels disoriented because it is confronting something it cannot categorize or explain. This bond does not conform to the old blueprints of love you inherited. Your ego, constructed by fear and previous wounds, attempts to protect you by commanding you to retreat to safety. When this love appeared, your ego felt threatened. Genuine love requires openness, honesty, and being truly seen. It asks you to release your armor and trust without maintaining control. Your ego, still clutching old bruises, responds with terror. It tells you this is dangerous, too overwhelming, and destined to collapse. It drives you to flee or fortify yourself before pain arrives. This reaction is not truth, it is simply survival. From this point forward, you must learn to distinguish between the frantic cry of fear and the steady voice of your intuition. The ego speaks with urgency and dread. It feels constricted, frenzied, and exhausting. It compels you to endlessly check your phone, search for signals, and demand reassurance to feel secure. It insists silence equals rejection and distance equals abandonment. This energy depletes you. Your intuition speaks entirely differently. It feels grounded and unwavering. Even within uncertainty, there is a quiet certainty whispering that everything is unfolding as it must. This peace is not loud, but it is constant and keeps you anchored. This stillness beneath the turmoil is proof that what you feel is authentic. It confirms you are walking your true path. When you touch this peace, you are not fabricating anything. You are perceiving truth. The internal war you experience originates from past heartbreak. If you were abandoned or wounded before, your ego anticipates the identical outcome again. It believes history will repeat without mercy. So you are not truly questioning this person's love. You are asking whether you can survive a love this vast without shattering. That is your genuine test. The universe has placed this person in your life to make you confront your deepest fears. This bond was not only sent to deliver love, it was sent to expand you, demolish old walls, and force you to recognize your authentic worth. It pushes you past comfort and prepares you for an elevated perspective, a place where you stop accepting less and finally allow yourself to receive the love your soul has always deserved. Every time your ego attempts to sabotage this bond, it actually offers you an opportunity to heal something ancient within you. When fear and doubt surge, it does not signal that love is retreating. It signals that an old wound is resurfacing so it can finally close. If you react with panic, the wound deepens. But if you remain still and recognize it for what it is, merely fear speaking, it releases its hold on you. This bond functions like a powerful catalyst, purifying your energy and preparing you to receive love completely. No matter how frequently you attempt to walk away or force yourself to surrender, something within always draws you back. This pull is not a flaw or entrapment. It is the synchronized rhythm of two souls destined to find each other in this lifetime. It is so powerful that logic cannot override it, and ego cannot extinguish it. Even when you resist it, the energy persists, quietly directing you toward where you belong. But a question lingers. If the connection is so powerful, why does the other person seem distant or withdrawn? The answer lives in the profound heart dance that emerges when two intense energies meet. This is the essence of the twin flame journey. This person is not simply a partner. They are a mirror reflecting everything you still need to heal within yourself. Their presence awakened your wounds just as yours awakened theirs. The bond is so pure and intense that it strikes tender heart spaces. For the human mind that craves control, this feels terrifying. Distance is not rejection, it is self-protection. In this dance, one often flees while the other feels the tether. The one fleeing is not escaping you. They are escaping the power of what they feel. The love runs so deep that it frightens them. They fear inadequacy. They fear losing their grip, and dread being fully exposed again because of unhealed wounds they never faced. Your role often becomes the one who feels the separation most acutely. When silence descends, your ego panics and urges you to act, to explain, to reach out, but this only widens the gap, like stretching an already strained cord harder. This is where the principle of surrender becomes essential. The universe is not asking you to suffer. It wants you to turn inward and heal. The one who has fled can only return when they sense no weight. As long as you pursue them, they retreat. When you stop, concentrate on your own healing and discover peace within yourself, the energy shifts naturally. This separation is not punishment, it is alignment. Both of you are granted space to heal independently, so the bond can be reborn without fear or neediness. When you choose yourself, you send an unmistakable signal to the universe that you trust your worth and your path. What is yours will return without being summoned. Distance cannot sever what destiny has joined. Instead, it refines it the way fire refines metal. What burns away is fear and illusion, not love. This connection endures because it is built on truth. Regardless of the physical separation, the soul bond remains intact. If you feel this person even within the quiet, it is because they remain connected to you. The signs appearing daily are not random. They are affirmations of truth. The mind demands proof even when the soul already understands. The universe delivers proof through signs and uncanny synchronicities like songs, memories, numbers, and sudden rushes of feeling. These are confirmations that two energies remain joined. You affect this person profoundly. Your presence stirs both peace and turbulence in them simultaneously. They are not confused about you. They are overwhelmed by what you awaken. Watch the subtle things, the way their gaze lingers, the silence that feels full rather than empty. These are not accidents. They are soul signals. True love frequently communicates without words. The synchronicities run even deeper. Life itself reminds you of them through sounds, scents, moments, and significant dates. Telepathic feeling follows. You sense something shift inside you without cause, only to discover later they felt it too. This is not imagined. Energy carries no distance. Your souls move in tandem even when your bodies are separated. The bond between you is perpetually transmitting feelings, thoughts, and signals in real time. What you feel in your chest, whether heaviness, warmth, or sudden peace, is frequently a reflection of what the other person experiences at that precise instant. One of the most vivid signs for the soul is the connection through dreams. Many people encounter their beloved in vivid or lucid dreams. When you wake feeling as though you genuinely spent time together or after exchanges that felt more tangible than waking life, this is no ordinary dream. In dreams, the ego quiets, and souls can connect without barriers. These meetings bring comfort, clarity, and reaffirmation of the bond. Waking suddenly at repeating times, or waking with this person distinctly in your awareness, is also significant. This happens because they are thinking of you intensely, and the energy reaches you. This is not a coincidence. It is resonance. Your soul responds because you are present in their thoughts. This connection follows you even through sleep. Your task now is to stop dismissing these moments as random, receive them as messages. This love is so alive that it activates telepathy and intuition to remind you that you are cherished. You are not chasing anyone. You are simply vibrating with your own reflected energy. You are not pursuing an impossible dream. You are feeling a connection that is destined to manifest in reality. Now that fear is lifting and the signs are undeniable, it is time to claim your own power. Well, doubt and fear obstruct the current. When you doubt, you radiate lack and slow everything down. To release this obstruction, doubt must become trust. This requires no rituals, only intention. When you speak with sincerity and conviction, you align with what already exists for you. You tell the universe you comprehend and honor the path. In that instant, your heart opens to receive what once felt unreachable. As you embrace this truth, release your grip on timing and outcomes. Trust the greater design. As an act of faith, speak or write this simple phrase: "Now I accept and trust the alignment of the universe." With this choice, resistance dissolves and flow returns. Fear melts and certainty grows. When you do this, the next chapter begins. You signal that you are prepared. The universe now readies you for a love that elevates you. Once you relinquish control, the path accelerates. This is the preparation stage. A love this profound does not arrive solely to bring you joy. It arrives to transform you, to elevate your awareness, and to ensure the love becomes lasting and authentic. The universe moves with intention. It will not permit such a bond to form before both souls are ready. Consider this period as the polishing of two mirrors. Each is refined alone so that when they unite again, the reflection is clear. On your side, this love has moved you internally. You are learning to heal ancient wounds and choose peace above fear. Each time doubt surfaces, you are offered the choice of trust. You are learning to stop waiting for someone to complete you and to become complete within yourself. By doing this, you shift from dependency to strength and become a genuine magnet for love. This kind of connection keeps expanding even when nothing appears to be happening externally. Growth during this stage often feels imperceptible and slow, but it is enormously active beneath the surface. You may notice changes in yourself without effort. Old patterns lose their hold. Things that once provoked fear no longer carry the same weight. This occurs because your energy is rising to a higher frequency of self-respect and inner equilibrium. You are learning to respond from intuition rather than reacting from old pain. This internal shift is critical because a connection of this magnitude cannot survive if one person abandons themselves to sustain it. At times you may experience waves of emotion without a discernible source. Sudden grief, unexpected peace, or an intense sense of longing can surface and vanish quickly. These emotional tides are not random. They are part of the energetic exchange between you and the other person. When one of you heals something, the other senses it. When one of you resists growth, tension emerges. This shared emotional field instructs both of you in remaining grounded while staying open. It is teaching you to feel deeply without being swallowed by the feeling. Patience becomes one of the most essential lessons here, not passive waiting but active trust. This means continuing to live, grow, and choose yourself even when clarity remains elusive. The universe responds best when you cease demanding outcomes and begin honoring your own journey. When you focus on your inner equilibrium, the connection sustains itself naturally. Love flows most freely when it is not forced. What is destined to return does so when there is space, not pressure. You may also discover that this journey reshapes how you perceive love entirely. Superficial attraction, mixed signals, and emotional manipulation become unappealing. Your standards rise effortlessly. You begin to understand that genuine love feels peaceful, not chaotic. Even when separation hurts, there is a quiet understanding beneath it that you are being guided, not penalized. This understanding is the voice of alignment. It reminds you that what is authentic does not require pursuit or validation. As this transformation deepens, you begin noticing that your emotional reactions are less extreme and more balanced. Situations that once ignited fear, jealousy, or doubt now move through you without leaving a lasting wound. You respond with awareness rather than conditioning, and your energy remains stable in circumstances that once caused upheaval. This is the natural consequence of attuning to a higher frequency of love, where connection is felt without dependency, and presence is sensed without anxiety. You become a calm center in the midst of storms, both within yourself and in your interactions with this person. You may also develop a heightened sensitivity to subtle signs and meaningful synchronicities. Small coincidences, recurring numbers, or parallel thoughts arising across distances begin feeling significant rather than accidental. These are reminders that energy transcends the boundaries of time and space. Your bond operates on a dimension beyond the physical, where both souls influence each other constantly. Recognizing this deepens your faith in the connection. Rather than agonizing over every silence or perceived absence, you begin accepting that love communicates beyond words and that its presence is perpetual even when invisible. Another shift occurs in your relationship with time and control. You discover that pushing, forcing, or attempting to manufacture circumstances only disrupts the natural current. When you release the need to control, you find that things begin unfolding effortlessly. What was once strained or uncertain now appears aligned, as though the universe itself is ushering both of you toward the perfect moment. This imparts the profound lesson that genuine love flourishes in freedom and spaciousness, not in pressure or demands. Patience transforms from a burden into a form of strength, embodying trust in the invisible plan of existence. Finally, you begin comprehending the purpose behind every trial and pause. Each period of separation, uncertainty, or pain was preparing you to receive love in its most complete form. You understand that what once resembled loss was actually an indispensable step in transformation. The bond has been purifying both of you, cultivating resilience, clarity, and emotional maturity. When reunion arrives, it will not be fragile or conditional. It will emerge from wholeness, mutual respect, and a deep honoring of each other's path. In this way, love is not merely felt but also revered, celebrated, and preserved eternally. Your connections grow more genuine because you no longer project past fears onto present bonds. You begin to distinguish between emotional stagnation and authentic resonance. Where you once sought validation from external sources, you now locate it within. This shift transforms not only romantic connections but friendships, family dynamics, and even professional bonds. You operate from a place of grounded confidence, knowing your worth is inherent and not contingent on another's response. Your intuition also intensifies throughout this stage. You begin perceiving the hidden dimensions of situations before they fully surface. You sense energy in ways previously inaccessible. Subtle behaviors, fleeting expressions, or minor shifts in tone become meaningful indicators. This is not anxiety or obsession. It is refined perception that develops organically when your heart and mind are synchronized. You begin trusting the inner language of your body and soul over the clamor of the ego, which enables you to respond with clarity and presence rather than fear. The bond itself continues deepening in quiet and unseen ways. Even when proximity is limited, the energy between you both intensifies and expands. Periods of separation become opportunities for personal growth rather than emptiness. Every interval of waiting or introspection is readying both of you to meet as complete, grounded individuals. You recognize that the more you cultivate patience and self-love, the more powerful and luminous the bond becomes, as though the universe itself is weaving your energies together in preparation for a reunion. Slowly, your entire perception of love transforms completely. You begin understanding that love is not about possession, perpetual reassurance, or control. It is about alignment, freedom, and evolving together. You no longer define love purely by its intensity or visible gestures alone. Instead, you perceive it in quiet synchronicities, in shared understanding, in the comfort of being wholly known and embraced as you are. This deeper comprehension reshapes how you experience intimacy, commitment, and emotional vulnerability. You learn that the greatest expression of love emerges not from need, but from fullness within yourself. You begin understanding who you are independent of defining yourself through another person's presence or absence. This clarity is essential because love at this elevation cannot coexist where self-abandonment persists. The bond gently teaches you to stand on your own heart's foundation. You are no longer pulled apart by longing or fear. Instead, you feel anchored even when uncertainty arises. You may also discover that your relationship with time transforms. Waiting no longer feels oppressive or vacant. It becomes expansive. You begin trusting that delays are not refusals but components of a larger rhythm you cannot entirely perceive yet. This trust allows your nervous system to settle. You cease inhabiting anticipation and begin inhabiting the present. Remarkably, this is precisely when things begin shifting. Alignment responds to ease, not pressure. Another transformation occurs in how you interpret silence. What once registered as rejection now feels neutral, sometimes even pregnant with meaning. You learn to read energy rather than words. You sense the intention without requiring constant communication. This does not render you detached or cold. It renders you emotionally mature. You become capable of loving without gripping, caring without controlling, and feeling profoundly without dissolving into the feeling. At a certain threshold, gratitude supplants struggle. You become thankful for the connection regardless of its ultimate form. This marks the emergence of true union. When love no longer requires a specific shape to feel real, it has fulfilled its purpose. From this space, whatever returns to you arrives freely. If reunion manifests, It comes gently without theatrics. If a different direction opens, you walk it without resentment. Either way, you remain whole. This is the quiet revelation of such bonds. They do not promise comfort at every step, but they promise growth. They strip away the counterfeit and reveal what is genuine. What remains after the fear subsides is not longing but clarity, not chaos but stillness. And from that stillness, you move forward, no longer directed by need, but by inner wisdom and self-trust. In the end, clarity replaces confusion. You cease questioning whether the bond is real and begin asking how you can keep becoming the person who can hold it with grace. This is where authentic power is born.